Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between True and LiquidBunny on Inferno pools. And this is a game from their series from the Gfinity Spring Masters II tournament that wrapped up last Sunday. Now, in the bottom right of Inferno pools, we have LiquidBunny, a Norwegian Terran player that is a fan favorite. And I like him too because he has little Starcraft logos all over his units and his buildings, and it just makes me happy. And in the bottom left, we have the Teal Zerg, True. According to Team Liquid, True is currently teamless, but he's been putting a pretty good fight for Bunny in this series. This is game 2 of their series, and we'll see how this goes. We're going to speed it up a little bit, like we always do in the beginning of these games. And Inferno Pools is a really big map. It's a 4-player map. We'll see if LiquidBunny actually decides to scout here or not. And True is actually deciding to scout with Overlords, which are really slow, but I guess they do the job. And this Overlord will determine that True is not here. And this Overlord will eventually determine that True is here, but I think that's going to be about 5 or 6 minutes into the game. And yeah, pretty much True is going blind right into the 15 hatchery, which is a little risky. But I guess since he hasn't seen a scouting SCV, he realizes that Bunny does not know where he is either. And so he can be a little bit safe here. Man, he's been going for gas before pool. This could be a little bit nuts for him. Here comes the SCV, immediately scouting out where the Zerg player is. So well played by him, Bunny, with a bit of a sixth sense here, knowing exactly where True is, seeing that 15 hatch, knowing what he's up against, and he's going to make a Reaper. So here comes Mr. Reaper on out. We're going to slow things down because Reapers are fun to follow and see what they're up to, and they're already fast enough without the game being at ×2 speed. So here he comes on his mission with his jetpacks and his little Starcraft's logo shoulder pads, looking very happy, but he is on a mission of doom. Let's see what he can do as he gets up and up into the main here. He's going to go immediately for some of these workers, and the response from True is going to be very important. If he loses a lot of workers here, this is going to hurt him in the long run. That guy escapes without dying. This drone actually does manage to escape without dying as well, and then the Zerglings pop out. One of the damaged drones actually goes into an extractor, and the other one goes here into a spore crawler. So excellent response there from True. The Reaper ends up with 0 kills, just making sure I didn't miss anything there. There are a couple Zerglings out here, but they're slowlings. They'll never be able to catch this Reaper, but here comes the Queen. The Queen is ranged, the Queen is fast on creep, and here comes another Reaper trying to do his best to get some drone kills here, going after the weakened one. No, one actually turns into a spore crawler to stay alive. Trying to trap these Reapers, does manage to almost, yes, does kill that one. It dies off the edge of that cliff there, and this guy escapes with no kills as well. So excellent play here by True, staying alive against this constant Reaper harass. Another one's coming on in. There are 2 Reapers on the field. I think that was probably going to be it for a Terran player. Yeah, those 3 Reapers total is pretty much up. There are 2 alive right now. This one Queen should be enough to handle that. The Lings are coming out. Speed is just about finished as well. And when that happens, the Reapers will have lost pretty much all of their functionality. Coming in, trying to get some of these workers, trying to bring down this guy, and oh, they do get a single drone kill there. Good on them, but I don't think they paid for themselves there, unfortunately, as they are forced to return back home in shame as these Speedlings are heading on out. These go back to intercept the Reapers. Oh, they do manage to catch one of them, and the other one goes down as well. Well, these guys go to town trying to slow down the building of this command center. It's already complete, but I mean, they can actually work down some of the hull here and make it so it maybe even starts burning, depending on how things go. The response is going to be Hellions, though, from Bunny. The Hellions should do a good job cleaning these Zerglings up, unless the Lings get a good surround off. We'll see what happens here next, as the command center is forced to be lifted off there by Bunny, as Zerglings take that as their cue to get on home. They don't want to stick around too long, because again, the Hellions with good control will be able to roast every single one of them. It would take a mistake on Bunny's part to get that surround happen on those Hellions by the Lings, and so they pretty much stay home in defense. We start the great wall of anti-Zergling run-bys here at the top of the ramp. Pretty much going to be supply depots and bunkers is going to be my guess. True is taking this watchtower, which is a little bit interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's one of the only 2 watchtowers on the map, but it doesn't really show him any units that are going to attack along this bottom path to his base. So, I mean, maybe he's just kind of hanging out. But here come the Hellions, going to go try to roast some drones here in the Zerg base. And here they come. The creep spread's looking pretty darn good. There is a Queen. It's going to chew them away. They're checking for the presence of a third. They say, okay, there is a third base there. The Hellions know there are a lot of workers here for True, but he's probably going to transfer those to his third. He's not going to keep them on his first and second base forever. Putting 3 workers on the gas there now. The lair is finished. And the Queen tries to hack away at these Hellions. Does manage to shoo them off. I mean, I think they probably could have gotten back here and gotten some kills, but in the end they decide it is better to get out of there. Discretion is the better part of valor, and these Lings checking for a third base for Bunny. They don't see any. They're just going to kind of hang out there. They're not careful. They might die to some Hellions or something else like that. Here comes a Banshee. Does the Banshee have Cloak? No, it does not. Cloak has not been researched yet by Bunny. If you've been watching the production tab, you probably know that better than I do. But here comes a single Hellion. He's not gonna... Oh, man, he gets picked off before he can scout anything. I was going to say he's a scouting Hellion, but, man, he wasn't even that. Good control there by True, getting rid of that Banshee, which could be super annoying, especially at the stage before mutas come out. And the Spire is almost done, but not quite there. It is a long building. And here we come with a lot of Lings. I assume we're going to pump out a whole bunch of mutas here in just a minute. Go for a bit of a Ling muta attack at the front, and whether they're going to be Banelings or not is something I don't think, just because I don't see a Baneling nest on the field from our Zerg player. So no. Alright, so third base is up. Another Banshee coming right around here. Didn't actually kill that Banshee. He managed to kill the Hellion that came in. I misspoke there earlier a little bit. So here comes the Banshee. Seeing what he can do, or she can do rather, getting a misclick there on that spawning pool. Does get 2 drone kills, almost gets a third drone kill, turning into a Spore Crawler just at the last second. Does get a third drone kill, so good job there, Mrs. Banshee, or Ms. Banshee, I suppose. Probably not married, maybe married, I don't know. Let's not be offensive here. Here come the Lings trying to get a good wrap around. They do manage to catch, oh boy, one of the Hellions. Are they going to get more here? Pretty good control here by Bunny. 2 of the Hellions go down. And the Lings can't decide whether to go at the SCVs or the Hellions or the Marines. Getting actually up on in for a scout at the last second. The door is shut. And they're not able to get inside for that scout. But in the end, they did actually manage to kill 5-6 workers, 2 Hellions. I think a Marine even died in there, so the Lings probably paid for themselves. I mean, there are only mineral units. They don't cost any gas whatsoever, except on the speed. It's only 100 for all of them, though, so really not a big deal. And we're moving on into the Mutaling Baneling strategy that is so popular for Zergs against Terran these days. And yes, there goes the Baneling nest here at the 11-minute mark. I guess he felt like he could get away with it. That Muta almost died flying into those Marines. Good control there, though, by True, getting him out of there before bad things happen. There is a missile turret here in the mineral line, though, and a Widow Mine, so be very, very careful here with your Mutas, Mr. True. Managing to pick off a couple of workers, which is a lucky pick from him. Getting some of these Marines that are coming on in, SCVs that are transferring, man, doing a good job with these Mutalisks, really paying for themselves, being super cost-effective. Sniping down a lot of stuff, flying back and forth, being really annoying. Are they going to get this SCV as well? And they do. They aren't really sticking around to do too much damage, but they are just bouncing back and forth all over the place, finding tiny angles they can actually attack into. Coming right in here as well, just out of range of this missile turret. They can actually sit here and attack this Mespine Geyser and the refinery, but they back off there because the Marines are here. I mean, just like in ZVP, the best defense against mutas are fast, ranged units that can attack up. So that's going to be Blink Stalkers for Protoss and really Marines for Terran players. So Marines in your base can really ward off those Mutalisks depending on how your control is and where you're positioned, but they can do a good job keeping those mutas as bay as much as can be expected. But man, really not much harassment at all on True here. True is on 3 bases. He's fully saturated. He's got a 4th base coming up. He's in a very dangerous position. We'll have to see if Bunny can actually even up the odds a little bit. Coming on in, they do see a missile turret is there, and there go the Stim Marines. Popping back in here to this refinery. Oh, going after those Widow Mines might have been good. Are they going to be able to take down this? Yes, they do take down the refinery, which is big. Slowing down the gas consumption and production by Terran players is a big deal for Zerg, so well played there. These Zerglings kind of scouting around, seeing if there's a 4th base, and now they're actually turning into Banelings. So we'll have to see what they're up to. Widow Mine is going to get a... Oh, wow, how did that Widow Mine not go off? Those guys are so close. Whew, I don't know, but apparently True knows what he's doing. He could see that Widow Mine better than I could and escaped out of it. Again, these Zerglings really skirting that as well. Doing a good job of baiting an attack there from there. A small push out towards the front here is Bunny, but he is on the creep. He is not really too interested in getting out there at all, forcing another kill on that refinery, really slowing down that gas again. Here comes a Zergling Baneling attack here at the 3rd base for the Terran player. They're going to get a surround on these bunker and actually does manage to kill it. The Banelings not connecting super well. Good splits there. by Bunny, and the Zerglings decide to retreat. Depending on how the Banelings hits went, I think the Zerglings might have stuck around if they could have gotten some more kills, but instead, no. There is a drop here, though, at the natural from Bunny. A lot of Zerglings and Banelings coming in to deal with that, trying to snipe down that medevac, and yes, he gets the snipe on the medevac with the Queen, with the Mutalisks. So good pickup there from True. Managed to kill that medevac before it did too much damage, and there were a couple drones that died, but really not a fair trade here at all for a full medevac of Marines. And here's another drop from LiquidBunny. Going to try to move around here from the top, possibly get down to the 4th base. This is entirely undefended. He might be able to kill it, but Zerglings are fast. If they can respond in time, they'll be able to save it. The Mutaflock is getting big, man. I mean, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 Mutalisks floating right on in. There is a Widowmine here of a good hit. Might be able to... Oh, does actually do a lot of those guys. Bring them down into the yellow. But coming in, is there enough to actually take down this missile turret? And yes, there is enough mutas to do that. A lot of workers are going to die here. 11, 12 workers are going to die. And the Mutalisks say our job is done. We're going to possibly... Oh no, they stick around. They realize this Marine flock is not enough to actually chase them away. Here comes a Thor, and them be enough to actually get rid of them. The Marines do drop here at the 4th base. They come right on in. They're going to actually probably manage to kill this. Oh, but the response here from the Zerglings is pretty good. Getting a pretty good wraparound and forcing the retreat of that medevac. So here we have another large group of Marines. Are there any Marauders in there? No, just Marines and Widowmines. Pretty good composition against what's going on from our Zerg player. Marauders wouldn't do too much. There are not many Roaches on the field. In fact, I don't think he even has a Roach Warren. So we'll see what the decision's going to be for Bunny. If he decides to push out onto the creep, if he waits for the creep to recede rather. Here come a lot of Lings, a lot of Banelings, a lot of Mutas. Oh boy, catching these units out in the open. They're going to wreck this entire bio ball, I have to assume. Trying to get a wraparound on the back are these Zerglings, killing what they can, but the splits are really good for Bunny. The Baneling hits are doing okay, but it's not really enough to completely clean up this army for LiquidBunny. Banelings come in, clean things up, and yeah, I mean, that was actually more even than I expected. Good micro there from Bunny, keeping his guys alive as best as possible in a bad situation. The drop is back, though, trying to take down this base. A good transfuse keeps it alive a little bit longer. The Queens are going after that medevac, but it boosts out of there a little bit too quickly. And here comes the push up the front from the Terran army. There is a Thor coming. There are Widowmines, there are Marines, and there are a couple of transforming Hellbats at the front to deal with some Zerglings. They're a bit low on health. I don't know how effective they are going to be, but they do manage to take down the drop up there, do the Mutalisks, and here comes the push right up the front into the natural with this army for Bunny. 2-2 is up on these infantry units. They are super scary. What's the response going to be from True? Can he respond at all? Once the Terran army adds to the front base and entrenched here, especially with the Thor here, I don't know what exactly is going to happen. The Banelings come in, get some hits off. The Thor does go down to the Marines, or to the Mutalisks rather. Here comes another group of Mutalisks and Banelings rolling right on in. They need to take out this group as well, though, and here they come. The Baneling hits are going to really do a lot on this army, and yes, they do manage to take it out. This base does stay alive, as does this 4th base, so pretty good defense there from True. It was a pretty scary attack up at this base, at the 4th base and at the natural, but he managed to stay alive. He lost some workers, but he still has 76 to 41 compared to the Terran player. I mean, Bunny hasn't even really resaturated his natural yet, and he only has 14 workers here on this 3rd base. He's going to have to drop. He's going to have to get some kind of a major attack here going if he wants to get back in this game, because right now I think he is definitely on the back foot. Here comes the medevac up the top. We'll see where he is up to. Are the Lings actually going to intercept it is the question. I mean, where are they going? I don't know. But here comes another push up the front from the Marines. There's actually a Marauder in this group. We are pinging the map here for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, there's a creep tumor, which is nice, but... Anyway, 5th base coming up for True. Here comes the medevac, though. He might actually scout that by accident. Bunny might see that and be able to drop and kill it pretty much without expecting to see that there, but basically aware of the possibility. So good decision by him. Here it comes. No, it bypasses entirely. It wants the workers at this 4th base. Here come a ton of units up the front, though. There are Banelings morphing in. Are they going to get there in time is the question. The drop is happening. There are a Zergling counterattack with Banelings here at the 3rd base. This attack needs to do a lot of damage from Bunny, but unfortunately, I think the Baneling hits are pretty darn good. The surrounds from the Zerglings are good as well. The Mutas are coming in. They're picking off medevacs one by one by one. Not many medevacs in the air to support this anymore, and the attack is still ongoing. Here at the third base, we are pushing back. What is the income? It is 68 to 32. This base does eventually go down, but the workers can just pretty much transfer here. But nope. Bunny says, no, I'm going to come in here, kill your queen, try to kill your base, and all the workers that I know are transferring at this point. Here come the banelings. Here come the mutalisks. They're going to try to chase down this boosted medevac. They're not quite able to catch it, though. Once that boost runs off, they will be able to get it. And yes, the boost runs off. They do manage to take down all the marines. And there goes the medevac on the ground, dropping a couple changelings as well for some reason. I don't think they can scout much up there, but whatever. And here we are moving up the front again with marines and a Thor. I don't know if Money's in a great position, but here he comes, coming up this ramp. The banelings are not even close to finishing yet, though, and a little bit of consecration here from Bunny might be able to take them down. Actually, completed banelings do manage to roll on in there, doing a lot of damage to the Thor, picking up so many marines. Oh, man, and that is it. LiquidBunny calls the GG, and True is victorious. So pretty fantastic game here from both players, really. The constant pressure from Bunny, but the amazing holds by True. And really, I think that Mutalisk harassment in the early stages of the game did a lot for him in helping him to win this. The income tab, I mean, it showed a pretty substantial lead for True throughout the entire game after that Muta harass, and I don't think Bunny was able really to recover there. So his attacks should have been a lot bigger at that point. He should have had more Marines, more Widow Mines, more Medevacs, but in the end, they were kind of small, kind of paltry attacks, and they were fairly easily cleaned up by our Zerg player. So in the end, again, True does win this game. He is one game up on Bunny at this point. And this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Blizzard upload. If you liked what you saw today, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, until next time, you take care of yourself.